I got something to say. I got something to say. We all got something to say. Speak up, stand up, wake up, get down. Everybody in the world know your feelings. Sing a little more love in this space. I got something to say.
What's up? Welcome to another night within the Chair with Monty and Mimi. What's up, Mimi?
Chair, I had a very eventful weekend. I bartended a 60th birthday party.
What's up,
It was
Debbie?
it was beautiful, but I
Mhm.
forgot about the end of the night. I had to break it down by myself, and honey, this back is all the way out of minutes. So I
Out of
am sitting in my bed with a heating pad on my back so that I can go to work tomorrow.
What's up, Kenny? How are you?
Hey,
So, so,
Kenny.
so you I hope Debbie heard me say, "What's up, Debbie?" So you are laid up. Back is out of minutes. So what you gonna do if your little gentleman call you? What you gonna do?
Chair, ain't nobody calling over here. Mm-mm. Child, he about broke down as I am, so we match.
Oh, y'all mad?
We
Well,
ain't gonna
that's a
do
good
nothing.
match.
We ain't gonna do nothing but take a nap.
So you were off work today
No, I worked today.
in the salon?
Yeah, that's why I got this heating pad on my back.
Oh my. Debbie said she like you. She laid up too.
Oh man, because I got to work in the bottom
What's up, Nikon?
in the
I love
time.
her name. I love her name. Nikon is so different. So my day has been eventful.
Okay.
It's been a little different today. So yeah, today's been eventful. This week has been real crazy for me. Kind of like a crazy week, but I refuse
Hmm.
to give in to it. But yeah, today was a little bit eventful. I
Oh.
had a situation that happened at school today, to where I had a student that was at a dress code. And so my thing is, when you're at a dress code, it's my job to ensure that you're in dress code or whatever. So long story short, after I told her, she was going to either have to go home or walk down the sidewalk to go to Savers and buy something, I went back to check on her, and she came back with the comment, my mama said, my mama said, "Are you gonna buy me something to wear?" You looking sad, but my thing was, your mama said what?
I'm
I know
just
you
saying.
supposed to say that to me, and so it kind of went left for a second for me, and I kind of lost my composure. Well, I didn't kind of, I did, and of course, my thing was like,
How old is the baby?
first of all, that's an adult learning facility.
Okay,
It,
I don't. Well, I mean, it could have been a young baby. I don't. I mean, a young adult. I don't know.
but you
I'm
still
just.
know what you're supposed to wear to school.
I'm just saying. You never know people's
Well,
circumstances.
you know what? Long story short, I ended up buying her something. I did.
Oh, mustard seed ministry back in effect.
See there, and look, when I try to do right, you want to tell me, oh, mustard seed ministry, and I did feel bad,
That
and
was sweet.
but my
Yeah.
my, my good girlfriend Kim had to pull my coat and was just like, you was wrong, because I was ready to get a mama the business, because my thing
Okay.
is,
Now it's her. That's her mama. Now we all got black mamas. You cannot control what your mama say out her mouth.
but you can't. But then my thing is, and so then I used that. And so Kim had to remind me today. She was just like, you know what, Lamont, you have to cop using the black card, because I was just like, we as black people got to do better, And so I told the mama that we as black people got to do better. And I feel like, and I wasn't coming from a negative place, but my place of coming from was, this is really a school that has predominantly, and I hate to say this, but the school is predominantly white, and
Right.
so the industry, in the hair industry, the company that I work for is predominantly white,
Right.
and so my thing is, don't ever tell your child, was they gonna give you something to wear. There's no nice way to say that. It's not a nice way to
Mhm.
say it. And I sit there and I practice today. Oh, you're gonna buy is he gonna buy you something to wear? Or is he gonna get you something to wear? There's no nice way to say it.
Honey, you could have got her. Let me tell you something. I get people together all the time, and I have mastered how to cuss you out without cussing you out.
And so I didn't cuss,
I'm just
but
saying what I no, but what I would have said to that said, when the mother said, is he gonna buy you something to wear? We say, well, you know what, I definitely will, since you aren't able to.
but so
I'll
it's
do your
more.
job today, but can you make sure you do your job from henceforth and make sure that she has what she needs uh, to
I
be
just
productive and to have a successful, day, week, month, or whatever in my
you know
class, in my
and
school.
I chalked it up, and so my thing is, it was a learning experience for me,
Right.
because my thing is being a parent, I never want my child to feel any type of way. So that was the reason why I pulled the individual to the side. I never tried to embarrass people because I know what it feels like to be embarrassed. I know what it feels like to be singled out. I get all of that. So I didn't want to come from a
Mhm.
place like that. But I do have a problem, and I'm working on this because the expectation that I have for us as a people, it
Right.
may be too high, or it may be an expectation that I have that everyone is
There's
not.
nothing wrong with having a high expectation because we already know us as Black people, we are expected we have to, just to compete, we have to be way better than everybody else. We have to.
And so my thing is, I felt some type of way, and so I
And, you,
fixed it.
and honestly, I would say rightfully so. But in the future, you get the mama together real cute, like just like that, because that would have got her right on together
Well, she tried it on.
without being nasty, because
Yeah.
she was nasty.
And she
But
did come back and say I wasn't being nasty. I
oh
didn't
no,
say that.
she was definitely. That's why she came back and said I wasn't being nasty, because she knows she was being nasty.
And so that's
Because
what I.
nobody says that if you know what I mean. Just like when folks say no shade, you already know it's about to be shady as fuck when people say that.
So
We
I
know,
mean,
we know that.
it's no nice way to say, is he gonna buy you something to wear? There's no nice way to say that.
No, she
I'm
shouldn't
not
have. She shouldn't have said it. But
right.
the
And
thing is, when you say something like that, well, I will today because you are unable to perform your motherly duties. So
I'm gonna use.
henceforth, I need for you. I'm gonna do your job today, but I need you to do your job tomorrow and henceforth, and make
Honey,
sure that your baby has um the appropriate attire.
that's a whole read. But I get
It is, but it was respectful. What can she say?
it.
Honestly, with that, how can you even come back at that? You can't even come back nasty. You just be like,
You
you
know,
can be mad, but you be like, bitch, yeah, they right. It's nothing. It's nothing you can say.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you for that. I always learn something on this show.
I'm here
So
for you.
tonight, we are back
Mhm.
with our letters. So we've had some intense conversations for the last couple of weeks. And then we took a week off for Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I want to say that. And I know Mimi is saying happy Thanksgiving to y'all. We sent a little
Yeah.
flyer out. You know what? Our production team be on it. Did you see our flyer? Did you see our
No,
flyer?
all right now he's all of it. Yeah, he is. Cause child, if, if it was up to me, child, it'd be the same old thing. Yeah,
Mimi.
well, that's why it ain't up to me. That ain't my gift in town. I'm not back off.
Right.
Definitely not.
So, so I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And then there's some other things that I wanted to say, and I kind of forgot. I think it's the old age getting with me. I can't remember what I wanted to say. But I do want to say happy Thanksgiving
Mhm.
and happy holidays. This is a season to where you will find that people are depressed.
Absolutely.
People will be depressed, people will feel alone, and things of that nature. So I want to encourage you to reach out to those people that you love, and even those people that you don't love. A simple hi is not bad. It's not bad to say hi to somebody. That may be the only hi that they get today. And with COVID, we don't hug people like we used to. We don't shake hands like we used to.
Child, I
But
do.
by speaking and smiling at somebody, it could change somebody's day. So make sure you do that throughout this holiday
Absolutely.
season, because people are depressed. People suffer from depression,
Mhm.
or suicidal during this time. I had a moment today, so I know it's just not just me, but there's other people that have moments. And so when people are having moments, you never know what a simple hi or a gesture will do, or slipping somebody a gift or paying it forward, buying somebody some hot sauce like that. You know,
She said I'm screwed.
it's huge. We want to encourage everybody to do something like that. Be nice. Be nice. All right. Um, and you know what? Me and Mimi are gonna do something for y'all. I need to talk to her because she said I'll be volunteering her for stuff, and then I get in trouble for it later on. So
You
I'm
know
gonna
I'm
talk.
gonna do it. You know just don't get in trouble. What I'm gonna do? The
Well,
first day you don't listen to me no damn way. We gonna do whatever. Just remember last time
that's
was
not
nice we had.
right. I don't want to hear about that last time. Okay, so listen, tonight is one of our favorite shows, and this is one of the shows that it's kind of an interaction from people. Well, all our shows are interactive, but this
Yeah.
one is we take letters from people that have written into the email address that we provide, or they inbox us on the Monte and Mimi show, or they drop us something, and we take these letters, and then they're given to me right before the show. So we're going to read these letters and we're going to answer these letters tonight. All right. So here we go.
Mhm.
This one is titled, I'm the Breadwinner. Dear Monty and Mimi, I love my boyfriend dearly. We have been in a relationship going on for 2 years now. We have a little situation now. He accepted a job offer making more money, but the job will require us to move. My dilemma is, even with his raise, I still make way more money than him. I honestly don't want to quit my job and move away, but I love him. I tried to see if I could even transfer my job and the position to the new state, but that was a no-go. I feel like this issue was has now caused a strain on our relationship. I honestly don't know what to do at this point. Moving isn't an option for me. This is a great step in his career, though. I've thought about making it work long distance, but he's not even up for that. I even told him he could be a kept man and quit his job. I would take care of him. He doesn't want to do that. What would you guys do?
Bitch, I would pack up and move.
For real, Mimi.
I sure would.
Why would you
Uh,
move?
First of all, when you have especially if you have a good man, and I'm not saying every man is worth this, but if you have a
Hmm.
good man and you love him and everything, y'all are building something.
Hmm.
Okay, you got a good job, you make more money. However, let that man have his dignity. He is no. I mean, what I'm saying is he got a
Listen,
position. He wants to be the breadwinner.
okay,
Let him.
but they're not married.
Like I said, I would get up and move
You would get up and move.
because
And
marriage doesn't ensure anything. We both know that.
we both know that.
Hmm.
So this
Because I
is
mean,
my.
this is the thing. She wants him. She wants him.
Hmm.
Um, she loves him. Everything
Hmm.
is good.
Hmm.
He's getting a job. It's a great move in his career. She likes her job, but I mean, is she married to her job? Because if she balling out now, she can go somewhere else and ball out. You know, if he's here, this is the thing. He don't have that. Obviously, he doesn't have that opportunity here, or it would have been presented to, somewhere else. I would get up and move. I would.
You would get up and move. Okay, and
I
that's
would.
fair.
Because
Speaking from
I definitely ain't gonna keep. I'm not gonna. We ain't gonna do no cap situation where you stay at home and I pay for it.
you're
That
not
ain't
doing it.
that.
Okay,
That's
um,
not attractive. It's just not.
that's not attractive. Okay, so true story.
Hmm.
True story. When I first met my ex-husband, I said ex. when I first met my ex-husband,
Hmm.
um, and that was no shade, but when I met when I first met my ex-husband, I made more money than him. So when we got together, I was making more money than him, and then he got a job. He got a job offer. He was working. Let me say that he was a good worker. He was a he worked, and he was providing well for himself. But however, I did
Hmm.
make more money because I was behind the chair a whole 6 days a week. So I was banging it out. And so my thing was, whenever we got serious, and he said he had a job offer here in the DMV. I lived in Texas. He lived in Texas. We'd never lived together before. We lived 6 hours apart. And so the thing about it was, he wanted me to move. He was just like, "Will you move?" And my thing was, hell no. Because my thing is, I'm making my money here. I'm doing it. We can make long distance work. And he was just like, he wasn't willing to do long distance. He didn't want to do long distance. And so he was just like, y'all are my family, and I really want you to move. And I said, the only way that I would move is if we got married. And so we flew here and we got married. And so when we got married, I knew it was for real. And so my thing was, I walked away from everything in Texas. I left my
Hmm.
house, I left my salon, and I moved here. Now, here we are 8.5 years later, and we're not together, we're divorced. Do I feel bad about my move? No, I don't. I think that I moved for love, and it felt good in the moment. And it was self gratifying in the moment. Did we have some good times? Yes. Was it worth it? Yes. It made I was reading what Debbie said, left my hair. I did leave Debbie. But it made me a better person in making sacrifices and doing what I do. So my suggestion to her, if you feel like it's real, if you feel like it's real, marriage does not make it solid. I'll say that. Marriage does not necessarily make it solid. So if you feel like it's real and you're willing to walk away from it and sacrifice to, I say do it, because you may win on the end, and you may I would never received a master of divinity unless I moved here. My children wouldn't have never experienced the lifestyle of living here. And when I say lifestyle, I mean being exposed to positive Black people. Not saying that there were not positive Black people there where I was from, but what I'm saying is to be experienced to this and a magnitude to where Black people are doing it. Where Black people are in big offices and doing it. We don't see that a lot from where I'm from. So that to me is a major thing. So I say, if you feel like it's true love, then do it. But if you're
See, for
second guessing,
me, yeah, if because they don't have kids together, right?
right, they don't have kids. So
This
my
what I
thing
would
is,
do. The letter writer. This what I would do. Put in a leave of absence at your
that's
job. Do 6 month leave of absence.
that's smart.
Then go and move and see how it goes. And because you can still get a job while you're on leave of absence.
Hmm.
And if it don't work out, just come on back. And the reason why I say I can get up and go because I don't care where I go. I'm a hustlepreneur. Honey, I'm gonna make my good coin wherever I go. As long as there's people around, bitch gonna get paid.
And
So, but
so,
I know everybody is not like me. But that's what because believe it or not, even though I talk a lot of shit, I am a hopeless romantic.
mhm.
Definitely. I talk a lot of trash, but I love love. So if you have somebody, because it's rare to find somebody that you not only are attracted to, you know, that is, it's like you don't have to when you got to date somebody new, you got to learn somebody else's stuff all over again, and it's
Yeah.
it's yeah. So when you have something decent, it's worth fighting for, and a job is a damn job is a damn job. So.
So I'm gonna agree with you, Mimi, and I'm gonna say this: it wasn't until I got here that I learned more about myself. There was one thing that, learning life lessons you take with you. And I say it all the time. My marriage wasn't a bad marriage all the time. There were some bad moments, but it wasn't bad. But there was one thing that I will forever remember that Jacoby said to me that pushed me to be a better hustler. And what he said to me was, "You were okay while you were in Texas because you were a big fish in a little pond. But now that you're a fish in a bigger pond, you don't know how to swim." And that taught me that, you know what? It's time for me to learn how to swim. Regardless of what's coming my way, I still have to push forward. Now, he said it as a dig, but I took it as motivation to push me
Mhm.
further. And so I still remember that. You know what, bitch? You still that same big ass fish, but this pond is a little bit bigger, but that means that your territory is even bigger. So what you need to do
Mhm.
is learn how to conquer your territory. So I say
Absolutely.
move around and do what you do and make it do what it do. And if it's real love, it'll work out. Even if you move and it's years later and you find that it didn't work, you'll remember why you moved and it'll keep you motivated to keep doing better. That's what
Mhm.
that is. That's what that is. We're gonna move on to the second letter, Mimi.
All
It says,
right.
"Can I have my cake and eat it too?" Dear Monty and Mimi, I need your help. My best friend and I had a huge argument a few weeks ago. Let me give you a little back history. I'm a 42-year-old woman. I was in a serious relationship for 5 years with this man. I love him deeply and I thought he was the one. It ended very badly. He broke up with me out of the blue, and a week later I saw him on Facebook. He married a woman I didn't even know he was dating. Since then, I haven't really dated. I've just been kicking it with a few guys here and there. This There's a guy at my job that I've been working with for about 7 years now. We started out as just cool friends. Now he has turned into this whole sexual piece that we both enjoy. He's like a good guy friend that I've never had. We just happen to have sex too. One thing is he's married. Honestly, I'm not looking for anything from him. From here, I just enjoy our time when we hang out and have sex. I finally told my best friend everything and she lost it. I wasn't looking for approval. I know what I'm doing is not morally right, but I wasn't looking for someone to tell me that it's okay. I just felt like since she was my best friend, I could share that part of my life with her. We've been at odds ever since now. I don't even know if we can fix our friendship. Sincerely, girls just want to have fun. What would you do?
Well, I mean, this is the thing, and this what I need to letter writer.
What's up,
Why
Linda?
the reason why your friend, the young lady, took offense is because she put herself in that woman's shoes. It's
Uh-huh.
one thing, okay, you could be gay, but don't play around with my life. You know, don't sit up here leading a double life. I'm thinking that I got me a whole husband, and he on the side doing dudes. That's why she
Where
took
you get
offense.
that from, Mimi?
Then you just said his friend. He said he told his best friend what he doing, right? The young
She
lady.
she told her best friend. It's two
Oh, she
girls.
told her best friend. I thought. See, I thought. See, I'm sorry. I sound like it was a gay situation. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Sorry.
No,
I
no,
about to
no,
say.
no, no. So let me go back. She
Yeah.
told her best friend, who is a
Okay.
female, that she was sleeping with a married man. And so her best friend is mad at her now. And so now they have issues. No gay, it ain't got nothing to do with gay.
Okay. Well, and then even on this end, the young lady took offense because if she's been a wife or she's thinking about getting married, ain't nothing worse to a woman than another woman that's willing to play around with yours.
So
Women a lot of women do not. I'm not judgmental like that, but it's a lot of women that they will not deal with women that deal with married men because they thinking about it could be them.
and I get what you're saying. I hear you.
Mhm.
I don't want to shut that down and say that I don't hear that part. But
Mhm.
no one is guaranteed to be faithful in a relationship. No one is guaranteed. You know, we say that we take these vows and we do what we're going to do, but it doesn't mean that, you know, everybody's faithful. But then here it is, your best friend that you're confiding in, and you're saying, you know what, girl, I'm sleeping with this married man. You know, the sex is good. I know he ain't gonna leave his wife, but then this is what this is. And now this best friend is judging her, and she's like, their friendship is like almost about to end
But it's the thing.
because
But she allowed to judge her. Ain't nobody. I mean, she sat and listened to her. But you can't control how people. You can't control. You can control your truth, but not your consequences. Her
mm,
friend, she don't like it. You can't get mad at her because she don't like what you said.
Leslie says, but you should be able to talk to your friend. I get it. And I hear
But I
you,
mean,
Les.
she did talk to her, but she don't like what she did.
So then my
And
thing
that's
is,
and that's the thing. You can't. So I mean, maybe they they ain't as strong as she thought they was.
maybe she's not. I mean, because you and I, we disagree a lot, but that
Yeah,
doesn't mean that I'm gonna
I'm
judge you
a
and be like,
different kind of bitch. Though. I really am. I'm different. But it's you have a lot of people that um you know they look down on stuff like that. Like they look down on women that have children by different men. um they look down on folks that's technically legally married, technically they separated but they dating. You got all kinds of people. You never know what people's moral dilemmas are, that what they really going to just be like, well, damn, you know and look
right.
at you like this, you a little fucked up. So I mean, and that's all. That's honestly, that's all it was. What it sounds like was the best friend. She probably looked at it like, bitch, I thought I knew you. I like, oh, especially because you don't know how people how they brought up.
Right.
Some people, that is a deal breaker to them because morally they think, damn, you a hoe. Because that's how some people think. I'm not saying I'm not saying let her write it. I'm not calling you a hoe. I'm just saying you have you have folks that think like that, and she's allowed to think like that.
So can we go back to
So
Nikan? Nikan says you can talk to your friend, but I'm a wife, and that's wrong. And so then Debbie comes back, and Debbie says, I had a friend who hated me for getting drunk around her. She told me that if I continued to drink, she would not hang out with me anymore. I stopped getting drunk because I value the friendship more than alcohol. She has decided that if it's a man or the friendship. Um, so both of those scenarios, I hear you both. Nikan, I'm gonna say this to you. So even though you're a wife, I get it. We can't, and I got this from Mimi. There's a relationship assistant. So are you mad at the relationship assistant or are you mad at your husband for cheating on you?
in the
Because my
moment you mad at everybody
you're
because
mad.
it's a betrayal. It's a betrayal, and the way the wife looks. Because I've been both. I've been totally honest about that. It did not feel good being cheated on. Oh my God. It is because it's normally every woman normally goes through this thing where she prettier than me. Why did he cheat? What is it something I did? And a lot of times it ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right, it doesn't. Did you read what Nicole says? She says, my best friend was dating a married man for 20 years. I never went out with them too. So then this is my thing, Nicole. You still supported her because for 20 years you kept her secret. Still supported her because you were still her friend for the whole 20 years. So I guess what this person is saying is Debbie saying she doesn't condone adultery. So what I guess this person is saying is you don't have to like it, but can you still just kind of just hear me out? Um, that right there, that's a sticky situation. I mean, it depends on, do I know the person that you cheating on, or do I know the married person, or whatever. I don't know if that I could actually. I don't know what I would do. I try not to judge people, because I've been in situations or I've experienced things that have happened. So I really try not to be judgmental. I try to come from a different perspective, as Mimi calls it, the mustard seed ministry. And so maybe that's the problem. I'm always trying to figure out, what's right in the situation or what's wrong with it. Aunt Leslie says, does the female know the wife? I don't know. She doesn't mention that. Debbie said, I mean, Nikon says, she said the wife knew, but I don't believe her. We didn't talk about it. Okay. So then your situation was a little bit different, Nikon. She said that the wife knew, but they never talked about it.
This is the thing. Let me tell you something. And this is to all my relationship assistants out there. A man is not going to come to you and say, or woman is not going to come and say, yeah, me and my folks are together. We having great sex and everything is wonderful. And I'm just, I'm playing around with you just because. Nobody's going to say that because
Mhm,
it sounds better to them if, to the other person, if it's some problems. If
mhm,
it's, yeah, that makes the other party feel better. If they do not want to think about, let me tell you something. A lot of relationship assistants, they really think that their dude, that the dude is their dude. They look
mhm,
at the wife as like she cheating, she stand in her way.
mhm.
So nobody's ever going to come in a situation and say this stuff is just great at home and that they have an active sex life and everything is great. It's always going to be
A problem.
problems.
So with this situation, I'm going to say is maybe you should reevaluate your friendship. That's just me. That's where I'm coming from. If it's my best friend and I can't go to my best friend and tell my best friend what's going on in my life and they can't respect it, not necessarily respect it, but can't hear me out without judging me, then really that's not a friend. A friend holds you accountable. No, 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 no. I think a friend, listen to me, Mimi. I think a
Okay.
friend holds you, I think a friend holds you accountable. I will say that a real friend will hold you accountable. Like, you know what, you wrong for this. You're wrong for this. But then to form an alliance against you, that's not a real friend. Because my
Hold on,
friend is
what's the alliance that she forming against her?
he's saying that the friend that they're at odds right now. They can't talk anymore. She don't even know if they can fix their friendship now. So clearly she's forming an alliance against
No, this is
her.
the thing. No, it's not. That's not clear because we only getting one side. So it
Right.
might have been that this friend done told her, and the friend was just like, that's some nasty shit." And the letter writer, is the one that don't like how the friend reacted.
It
So
could
that
be.
don't mean. So that's what I'm saying. It don't mean that the friend is not being a friend. She just don't like that. Damn, you can't talk to me about you and this dude.
And you're right. You're right. I can get with that. Like today, like I'm telling you, Kim pulled my coattail and she was just like, you know what, you wrong for that. You can't keep doing that. And I was just like, you know what, Kim? I said, I'm going to take accountability in this moment and I'm gonna say I agree with you. It don't feel good, but I like the point that you're my friend because that's a true friend that can say, okay, you wrong. I don't think that friends are true friends when they just ride along to get along and be like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I do have a couple of friends that would just be like, okay. They ain't gonna say, well, and then you
See,
ask them, was I wrong? Well, I don't know. No,
my
no, no, no.
approach is just different. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm not gonna tell you that you being hoish or nothing like that. I'm just gonna, because when I know my friends and I know what their true intentions are, I'm gonna be like, baby, you already know how this is gonna turn out. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be the one getting hurt. You are not. This is not gonna be a favorable situation for you. Now
Mm-hmm.
you got to do, you
What's
know,
best?
what you knowing what information, the information I just gave you, and before I even said anything, it's on you clearly.
Nikon said, Nikon said, this is some nasty shit. Yes. So, and I get it. I get it. Coming from someone that's married, you're looking
Absolutely.
at, oh, you coming into my space and you violating this. Oh, you nasty. You wrong. You know, you doing this and
Absolutely.
but it happens every day. It
It
happens.
does, but I mean, but that's a thing. That's a human emotion. So
It
you
is.
can't get mad. You can't get mad at folks that's doing it. You can't get mad at the folks that's judging, because
Right.
you can't control how people are going to react. You
Debbie,
cannot.
I was coming up with a story. Debbie said, I've been there with a friend. He wanted to hunch his friend's baby mama because the friend was talking mess about him to the baby's mama behind his back. I told him not to do it. Confront the dude, talk it out. He did not listen. Turned out bad. So, and you know what? That is true. People use sex as a weapon. People will use sex as a weapon. Um, Growing up, I it has not been a secret, how I say that my dad was a womanizer. That's no secret.
He
The
was a
whole town
philanderer.
of
Hmm. Yeah.
and so which would cause me to end up being friends with some of the people's mom that I knew that he was still with. And so for some people that's weird, but for me, it was not that ain't got nothing to do with me. That was
Right.
my daddy and your mama. Our
Right.
relationship is something totally different. We gonna always be friends, and it was so I was raised to the fact to regardless of what your mama did, I still respect her because she's an adult. So I still speak to her.
Mm.
Hey, how you doing? This. Even though I knew what the situation was, I guess that I was just raised a different type of way.
It
And
wasn't. That ain't your vendetta. That's it
I,
ain't.
it's not mine. And to this day, I'm still friends. We're still friends. It is what it is. What happened, happened. And we moved on. We're still good friends, and some people
Absolutely.
don't still understand that. But then if I went around and hated everybody that was assumed that my daddy messed with or whatever,
Now you
I
wouldn't have had no damn friend. Yeah.
I hate a lot of people. So my thing
Hmm.
and my advice to you is why can't I have my cake and eat it too? You can. But with everything you eat, there comes a price. Whether you're gonna gain some pounds or you're gonna lose some pounds or it's gonna make you sick in the end. With everything that you put in your mouth, oh, that was a bad term, but with everything that you eat, there's a price that you have to pay with what you're eating. So it may be that because you ate this cake, you may lose a friend. So you have to choose whether or not the cake is worth eating. That's how I'm gonna leave it with you.
She gonna eat the cake.
Cake
And
anime.
honestly, now that your friend already knows, friendship might be over with whether you break up with the man or not.
It
You
may,
know.
and
Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
So
And so some things are better left.
sometimes
Better,
these are just lessons. You just got to learn them. Some lessons learn hard, some lessons learn easy. You just learn it, and or next time, just keep your mouth shut.
my mama has always said there's some things that you just take to your grave.
Yeah.
You you take it because if you share it, people won't understand it. Nikan
Yeah.
says my dad cheated on his wife and my sister and I was born. Now we are the hated kids. My dad died 22 years ago and we still are the hated kids. So then Nikan, I get why you're where you are. You just said a whole bunch right there because of the way
Mhm.
you feel as being the hated kid. But I want to tell you this: you were not. You're not hated. You're not hated. You're misunderstood, but you're not hated. Hated is such a
No,
hard.
it's resent.
Right, right, right,
They
right.
basically what's happening with the other set of kids, because I live it with my sister. They take on the mother's vendetta. They
Hmm.
ain't got nothing against you and your sister. They just their mother's pain is so deep, and they done probably heard her talk about it, and they done seen her cry for many years. So they don't know how to have a relationship with you all and not betray their mother. That's all that is.
She said, "No, the other kids hate us. I'm blessed." And so let me tell you this, Nikam. It, Lord, it gets better. I will say that. I will say that. Yeah, I didn't really develop a friendship or relationship, some sort of relationship with my other brothers and sisters until my father died. Until it was kind of like toward the end. I have two other sisters and a brother. But we weren't raised around them because their parents were divorced. My dad divorced his first wife and then married my mother, but they still had an issue with my mom, and she didn't even know him. There was 3 years in the time of their separation, but I get it. I understand. So I hear you, Nicole. We're gonna move on because that right there is something else. That is taught hate. That's a traditional hate that we pass on. Well, we don't like it because it is. We don't like it because it is. That's like people that don't like food, ain't never tried it. I don't eat that. But why don't you eat it? Because my mama says it's nasty, or my
That's
daddy says, it
That's
make
all.
you
You
this
talking to
up.
our lesbian man. Our lesbian ate a whole lot of stuff, but as soon as you say something, she's like, that's disgusting. I'm like, have you ever eaten? And she's like, no.
But it's just passed on. So here's the other letter. Dear Monte and Mimi, I've been watching your show and I wanted to tell you thank you for all the advice and the hard conversations that you've been having. They're well needed and I truly appreciate it. As I was listening to your last show, I found myself questioning some things concerning God. Don't get me wrong, I was brought up in the church and I truly believe that there is a God. I just don't think that God is fair. As I've had to endure so much pain and heartache this past year, I see how others are doing much better than me. And I often wonder, what did I do that was so bad that I have to continue to struggle and fight to even pay my bills? I've seen my friends abuse the system and get food stamps and other assistance, and I'm always turned down because I tell the truth. But yet and still, here it is, God allows it. I don't expect you to give me an answer as I see that you're still working through your own beliefs and pain. I only wanted to start a conversation of talking about this unfair God that I still love, struggling, and it's not fair. That's deep.
It's real deep.
That is real, real deep.
Honestly.
What's up, Shell? My cousin is on here. Hey, Shell. And so that is really, really, really deep.
I don't have an answer for that one because I still struggle with myself. So this one is on you. I can't even answer that because I
Only
do understand exactly where this person is.
I understand what this person is, and you know what? To be honest with you, I struggle as well. I struggle with the fact of seeing how others win and I feel like I lose. So I get it and I hear you. Struggling is not fair. And so if I was to offer you any advice with, the unfair God, as you call God, um, I would say is to go and ask God, why is it unfair? Or ask the higher power that you believe in, why is it not fair? But then here I'm reminded of what Mimi said a couple of weeks ago, and her friend that was on the show said a couple of weeks ago. You have the ability to change what you seem to be unfair. You have the ability
Mhm.
to speak into your own life and say, hey, it's going to be better this time, or I'm going to do this differently, or I'm going to maneuver differently. I'm not telling you to try to beat the system and start lying about it, but I'm saying to use your truth to get to where you're trying to get to. Continue to tell the truth. Continue to being the better person. Um, I was having a conversation with a friend on my way home from work, and she told me on the phone, Deja, I'll call her name. Deja told me, just because we look at pictures doesn't mean that we have the right to dictate what happened to get that picture. Just because we see that somebody, it appears that a person is looking or doing better than us, doesn't mean that they actually are, because pictures are just pictures. There are often props behind those pictures. People posed for those pictures in that moment, but we don't really know what they're dealing with before or after that picture, or even what they're dealing with while that picture was being taken. So I'm gonna tell you this: even though they look like they winning, half the time they're not winning. You're still
Or
winning.
sometimes they can be winning.
Sometimes
And
they
if
can't.
you want to win, you got to get up off your ass and do some different shit.
You got to get up and do it. You
That's
got to
just
get up
that's
and
just
do it.
that's just what it is. Like we
Mhm.
were talking in the salon today. It was me, my aunt Leslie, and my mom. And my mom was in a mood as usual. And we were talking about karma. And said if they gonna get theirs. I'm just letting everybody know. Everybody that's supposed to get theirs don't always get theirs. It's a lot of people that do really fucked up things and they never get theirs. But you can't worry about that.
So do
All
they not
only
get
thing,
theirs, or we just don't see them get it?
or they don't get it. Because it
True.
could be. Everybody don't get theirs. They don't. You
Yeah,
got some people that they actually get away with doing dirt. And then you got folks that don't get away with doing dirt. That's just how it goes. But letter writer,
I like how you
um,
say letter writer.
If you're having issues financially, now it's time to step out and do some other things. Figure out what it is that you can do to bring in some extra money. Can you bake? Can you do dinners? Can you make soaps and perfumes, and what can you do to bring you an extra coin? You never know. You have to do different things to get different results. It's just that daggone simple.
Honey, this Debbie is over here preaching, honey. Debbie said God wants us to have faith in him and give thanks for our struggles because iron sharpens iron. It is a struggle character. It's in the struggle the character is made. Then she said, but they will get theirs in the afterlife. Then Debbie come back and say, because once the seal of the book of life is open, they gonna get. You better preach tonight, Debbie. They
But
gonna
we
get.
don't know if they're going to get this in the afterlife. We don't know. Just like you got folks that they take their whole life and they get a last money to the church and they get a last to everything and they say, but I'm going to get my rewards in heaven. I don't like the idea. You got to wait to die before shit happens. That's just how I feel.
And Leslie said they're gonna get it. So Nakan says, I've said that
Everybody
before.
don't
People are
know.
getting stuff and never do. As soon as as I lie, I'm caught. But they get through the system and easy and get so much. But I'm so blessed. I own my home. I have a decent job, own my business, and I'm moving and growing. Leave them where they are. God is moving in all of our lives. You know what, Nakan, I hear you. I applaud you. I'm proud of you. I often tell this to my mama, and we have this running joke because I tell her, girl, sometimes I be, and this is honest. Sometimes I just be tired, and I'd be like, girl, I'm tired today. I said, I know when it's all over, and if the Lord called me today, I'm ready to go. Oh, you're ready to go. That's what she'll say. You're ready to go, mama. Listen, girl, if I go today, when you get there, you're gonna be able to go on my street. And because God says he'll give us the desires of our heart, I know my house is bad. I know my mansion is bad. And so you're going to pull on that street and you're going to be like, that's where Lamont live right there, y'all. That's Lamont's house. And I often tell her that because I look forward to the afterlife. I really do,
Now, what's
because
gonna happen when you get there? It ain't nothing but you and a bunch of damn spirits sitting around waiting for some shit to happen. I'm just saying.
I'm going to call you and say, bitch, you was telling the truth, girl.
I be telling folks all the time that them church folk be looking at me funny. They be like, I said, you gonna get mad as shit when you in heaven and you gonna see my chunky ass standing right in front of you. Like, damn, I could have did some more shit. Cause this bitch is here too. No,
Hey,
no.
Leslie said all the men who mistreated me are dead. So wait, hey Leslie, you said that they didn't get theirs, but they died. What you saying, girl?
Lord have mercy. That is funny.
Debbie said, at least I won't have to go to work no more. Okay, Debbie, listen, I hear you,
Shoot,
girl.
you might have to go to work the way the church folks say you gonna be um praising God all day. I'm like, well shit, I can't get no sleep there neither. Yeah, I'm just saying. That's the thing, and just like I said on the show last, when we did that show, I believe in God, but I just don't believe all the damn stories because they tell some tall tales, honey, tall tales.
Oh, so listen, that was one of the conversations that Deja and I was having. She had watched some movie on TV, and she's like, I got questions. So Paul, she said this Apostle Paul, his name was Saul. And so he met Jesus on the road. I said, no, he didn't meet Jesus. He had an encounter with God. And she was like,
Well,
so
what?
why people be lying? Why do people be lying? Talking about he met Jesus on the street and Jesus struck him blind. I said, Deja, I don't know what church you went to, but that's what they telling y'all. That's wrong.
Well,
And
people telling everybody all kind of stuff. And what do an
right.
encounter mean? Encounter mean you done met them.
But it
That's just a
wasn't
fancy
Jesus, it
word.
was God. So it's the misconception. It was a
But see,
spirit.
that's
It
the
was
thing. In church, they teach you that Jesus and God is the same. It's one entity. It's all part of the same. So that's what I'm saying. The thing it's confusing. Let's get back to these damn letters because we just need to do a part 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the Does God Love Me? Is He Real show?
wait, here go Debbie. Debbie said, Leslie, mine had a heart transplant in both kidneys and the other one barely making it. God dog. So God. So y'all said that God
Y'all
is
ain't giving no random endorsement for some men in the future because they
right.
gonna be like, I ain't messing with them bitches because I'm about to die. Hell nah, ain't no promises. I'm just gonna stay single. Let them stay over there because whatever they got is killing folks.
So listen, we got two more letters. Two more letters. All right. It says Thanksgiving dinner was hell. Dear Monty and Mimi, I'm stuck in the middle of my mom and my wife.
Oh,
During Thanksgiving dinner, my mom went off on my wife so bad. It is no secret my mom is not a fan of my wife, and my wife is not a fan of my mom. Yet my wife could have kept her comments to herself over how bad she thought the mac and cheese was. On the other hand, I don't agree with my mom calling my wife out of her name. Yes, she called her a stupid bitch. I felt like I took up for my wife, but she said I didn't do enough and I'm just a mama's boy. I am mama's boy, yes, but I did tell my mom, this is my wife and you can't disrespect her like that. I even went as far as to ask my mom to apologize. My wife wanted to go in hard and defend her to the fullest. This is a very hard place to be in. Needless to say, my mom said my wife is no longer welcome at her house. I don't want to hurt my mom, but I also want to be there for my wife. How would you approach this situation? Sincerely, damn, Gina.
oh my God.
Ah, so
Child,
this one,
this something here.
this is
Like,
something here. And
what
so,
it what it sounds like. What it really sounds like. This was one of them guys that he really did because I know some men that they really treat their mother very well. But the mother, in her mind, she treats her son like her man.
mhm,
So when that son that's been doting over her and taking her to dinner and the movies, because basically you're dating your mama. I mean, and it's nothing wrong with hanging with your mom,
no, no,
but
it's not right.
but what I'm saying is, if the mother doesn't have a husband, she's looking at this to her son as doing, carrying on the manly duties,
Right.
everything that's except sex. So
Mhm,
that's what happens when they bring that girlfriend, because now you are not his wife. You are now the other woman, and
mm,
you intruding on my territory.
mhm,
So he, letter writer, sir, your foot gonna have to start working. You're gonna have to put your foot down, and you're gonna have to put mama in her place respectfully, and you're gonna tell your mom that your wife comes first. You still
mhm.
love her, you still will do for her, but she's going to have to respect her. If she does not respect your wife, then she cannot have you either. Hey, that's what he's going to have to do.
So my thing is, here's the piece that I I go to with the wife. Um, he really does not have to get in the middle of it. I don't feel like it. But the wife,
Absolutely, he does. No, he does, because he is the common denominator.
he is the
Absolutely.
common denominator.
Let me tell
But
you something. Anytime it's drama between two women, that means the man did not handle his business.
okay. So let me
So
say
he
this.
has to set the parameters and he has to lay down the law. Period.
And
And
I
this is the thing, your mama can't give you what your wife is giving you. You made the commitment to her. You didn't
right.
make it's not to your mother.
So then here's the other piece to that. I
Mm-hmm.
that the wife could have demanded respect in the very beginning. I think that this has been an ongoing battle between her and the mom for a long time.
Absolutely.
And
But
so the
that's
reason,
because he did not set the tone in the beginning. Let
and
me
that's,
tell you something. This goes back to it is him. He has to set the tone. He got to put his foot down. It's
if
no
he,
other way that he's going to be able to handle this. It's
he,
not going to get right until he make it right. Period. It
I'm
has
telling
the wife and the mother are not going to get along because the mother probably is looking at the wife as, bitch, you stole my man.
so
So he has to. He's going to. He has to fix this.
so
He
there
does.
is a situation that Jacoby and I, when I first met his family for the very first time, Jacoby was raised by strong women. And when I say that, it wasn't just his mom that raised him. He had an aunt Lane that raised him, his grandmother raised him, and his other aunt raised him. And so there was a situation to where we went to the aunt's house, and this was my first time meeting her. And so because I didn't go with the way, something is echoing. Can you hear me now, Mimi?
Well, I can hear you.
Okay, because I did not go along with the way that she thought that I should have went on with the situation. It was the first time that we met. She called me a old bougie bitch right then and there. This was my first time ever meeting her, and
Right.
so it was. I didn't look for Jacoby to correct her. I corrected her. No, bitch, it's you with the problem, not me. Because my thing is, you're not going to just come at me any kind of way. And this is our first encounter. So my thing is for this wife, she should have set the tone a long time ago. When she met this mama, you knew what the mama was coming against, and you knew how the mama was going to handle you. But you was trying to get the husband so well to where you was just going along to get along. No, forget that.
Mm,
Stop it in the beginning.
I
Stop it in the
disagree.
beginning.
She could have got the mama together, and the mama like, I hate that bitch, and you need to and put the son in the middle, me or her.
But my thing is, if you'd have did that in the beginning, you wouldn't be dealing with this in the beginning about no macaroni and cheese. If your macaroni and
Um,
cheese is nasty, it's just nasty. Because I
but
didn't
you
want to
can
eat
probably
it.
still be
I'm
dealing with,
15. I'm a boozy bitch.
honey.
Yes, I
Have you
am.
met my mama? You can't try to get that thing together. She's not going to like you never. Period.
And you know
It's
what?
up to the son. It's up to him.
And
Period.
it's up to both of them. And so then the
No,
thing
it's up
about
to
it
the
is,
sir. Don't listen to Lamont on this one,
I'm
sir.
telling you,
Letter,
I'm
sir,
telling
letter
you.
writer. You have to fix this. You have to sit down your mother and you have to sit down your wife at the same time. And you have to let them know that you love them both. They both serve different lives, different roles in your life. Your wife definitely come now, mama came first up until the wife. The wife now comes first. Mama, it's not about you no more. I still love you and I'm going to still do for you, but you have to respect her. If you do not respect her, you cannot have me either.
What does respect look like? What does respect look like? Me still cooking that nasty.
Respect looks like not calling my wife no stupid bitch. You can't do that.
So
You
then this
can't.
is my thing. Wife, wife, I hope that your husband lets you see this. I hope that your husband finally has a conversation with you and is honest with you. Every time that woman call you a stupid bitch, you go in on that ass and you get her right on together and
Oh,
tell her,
I would definitely do it too. However, it's up to, let me tell you something. As me, as a wife, I'm looking to my husband to cover me, to
why?
protect me,
Why?
because that's his fucking job.
Who said it was his job?
That's what the fuck I said when we first got together. This what
Oh,
I said.
you said it. That's what you said. So do y'all
Absolutely.
understand it?
Because
Do y'all understand it?
I'm not gonna be with a man. I'm not gonna be with anybody I don't feel protected with.
So
I'm
then, if
not.
that's the case, if he understands that, so then the issue then lies with the wife and the husband because they don't have clear
Isn't that
communication.
what I just said?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just reiterating what.
Yeah.
So it ain't got nothing to do with this mama. So you don't even have to sit me at the table to talk to your mama. You go talk to your mama. because
No,
I
well,
don't have.
honestly, but I just said that he needs to. But this is the thing: he can go get the mama together, but it would be better because the wife. Let me tell you something. At this point, so much damage has been done. That wife want to see some shit go down. She's not going to trust that you went and got mama together. This bitch need to see it
She
for
need to
real.
see it.
That's real talk.
And
Cause I'm not gonna trust. See, that's the thing. I think, somebody could do you wrong, and I think you done said you done told them off, but you ain't tell them off good enough for me. I'm not satisfied with how you told them off. So I need to see that you handled this.
oh, and I
Period.
get that. I will say, I will say that whenever Jacoby's Aunt Lane, and I had, and I'm calling her name because
And
I
that's a
love,
different dynamic too. That's auntie. She don't really need to even be in the damn picture. We talking about mama.
but I'm saying he was raised with her children like that. That was his mama,
But
and
it's a whole different dynamic because
mm,
aunties don't get the same. Aunties don't necessarily have to get the same respect that mama gets.
well, I will say this. Aunt Lane, after we had that disagreement right there in that
Oh
moment,
yeah, I know. You don't tell me the story. Y'all good now.
oh, we
But
good.
that's the
We
thing. Online, but see, and two, you know, different rules for the gays. I always say that shit. Y'all can get away with more shit than women can. Y'all
good.
can.
I just think that
Because if that was a one, if it was a woman that would have said, "Bitch," yeah, Elaine still wouldn't have liked your ass if you was a girl. I'm telling you some real shit. I'm for real.
I think that I agree with you that they need to sit down and they need to have a conversation. I do think that they need to have a conversation, but I think that it may be a situation to where he needs to initiate it, like you said, and he needs to set them both down, and then he needs to leave the room and let them have a conversation. I think they
No,
need
he
to have.
don't need to leave the room. He does not. He does not need to leave. Sir, don't leave the room. You are the common denominator. You have to set the tone henceforth. Period. If you do not, it's gonna be war, and they gonna force you to choose one.
Dana said, "Look, if my mama-in-law came at me like that, my husband better set her straight, or I'm gonna fuck
Exactly.
both of them up." And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb and them.
Exactly, Dana. Yes. A
I just
woman,
think
you look for your man to protect you. Absolutely.
you do. You look for your man to protect
And
you.
if you don't, then why am I here?
Oh my gosh, Debbie said, "I'm on the mom side on this one. If my daughter-in-law ever disrespected, it's on."
How she
Really?
disrespected your macaroni and cheese wasn't good. You know your macaroni and cheese ain't good because don't nobody never ask you to make that shit at all the family functions. You just decided I got this bitch at my house. I'm gonna fucking cook, and you got to act like you like it. No, ma'am. No, that's not disrespect. She just said this is not good. And I think more people need to be honest with that because when you're not honest, then everybody gonna make that nasty shit at every family function. And
Oh
then
my
everybody got to go
God.
around putting two spoonfuls on their plate so it don't hurt people's feelings instead of saying, hey, her
Because
son don't love it macaroni and cheese. He just scared to say something. He don't like it neither.
Leslie said that's not right, Mimi. Uh, Debbie said she didn't have
But
to
see, this is the thing. I'm different.
That's it.
I'm not going to tell you your food is good. If it's not, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it because I don't want you to give me more. I don't like it.
you know. So this is
Because
my
they
thing.
gonna wonder why you done ate everything else on your fucking plate except this. And the mama probably said, "Oh, what's you ain't finished your macaroni and cheese?" She probably like, "Yeah, that it wasn't good." And mama got mad.
Debbie said, my grandma raised. I said, if you didn't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing.
That's the wrong way to be raised. And I'm not, I'm, you know, hey, that's how you were raised. However, just because folks been doing it forever, don't mean that that's the right way to do it. Be
uh,
honest. Too many people, too many people lie to folks, and to me that does people a disservice.
so, so you would have told her macaroni and cheese was
I
nasty?
would have said, ma'am, I need for next time I bring the macaroni and cheese. You just bring sodas.
And she gonna call you a stupid bitch.
Hey, say what you want, but your macaroni and cheese is still nasty. That's the time, Debbie. She gonna give you that shit. She gonna wrap it up for you to take home. Just tell her, man. This is what I probably would say, man. This macaroni cheese needs some work. I don't know.
Mimi,
It needs
why do
some
you
work.
have to say anything? Why can't you just say,
Why not? Because you know what happens. Let me tell you something. I've seen this happen. My mother's friend years ago. I'm not gonna say her name.
say a
She
name?
made the nastiest sweet potato pie. I mean, god awful. I don't know how. And I don't even know if it had sugar in it. That was the nastiest shit I ever had. And my mama, being nice, said, this ain't bad. Guess what happened?
What?
The bitch made her 6 pies and bought them out. No, ma'am. That's not gonna happen to me. I believe in being honest. I just do. And
So,
I'm not saying you gotta crush somebody's feelings, but I'm not. If it's not good, I'm not gonna say it's good. I'm not gonna do that.
uh, there was this lady in our church where I'm from in Pampa. She used to
No,
make
but see, unless that situation was real, real different. That situation was different.
uh,
Cause I
so
would
this
tell them, well, get the fuck out, then put all my shit down. You ain't got to eat none of my fucking food. You
because
know, let me have a side conversation right here.
this woman used to make these this is chocolate cake at church,
Hmm.
and to make her chocolate cake, and so because nobody would tell her it was nasty, she always brought this chocolate cake to church,
You see what I'm saying? At every damn church function.
and she
Uh
did.
huh.
And so
Carry on.
the reason why they always thought it was nasty was because she never washed her pots and pans really good, and so they always taste like soap. So like the chocolate cake always tastes like soap. It tastes like palm olive. And so one time we was they was cutting cake. And you know how when you go down the assembly line, everybody just give you some of this here, baby. Take this, take this, take this, take this.
Hmm.
And so they got to us and they tried to give us that cake. And I said, I don't want that because it tastes like soap. Do you know that I got beat at the church for saying that woman's cake tastes like soap?
See what I'm saying? Because you was honest. And they teach you to tell the damn truth. See, that's why I don't fuck with church people. Right there. That's why.
Look, and my cousin Lacrice is on here. She's talking about dead. That's what she know who I'm talking about. Because the cake tastes just like soap.
Somebody should have told her, man, we need you on the soda ministry, or the napkins, or the utensils.
But you know, I get it. So I'm gonna tell this man, you know what? Sit down
No,
and
but
have
he honestly, but all jokes aside, he has to fix it. He
right.
got to. Honestly, he's the only one that can. The wife and the mother are not going to come because right now they are both competing for him.
They are. They are. They are. They are.
And the wife already has won because she's the wife.
She's won, but she doesn't feel like she's won.
No, what I'm saying is she's going to be the chosen one, but he has to. That's why I say he's going to have to sit her and the mother down together. He's going to have to tell the mama in front of her. And I'm not saying that's going to be easy. I don't envy him at all, but that's what he's going to have to do.
Yeah, mama ain't gonna talk to you for a little bit, so get ready for that. Mama gonna be mad at both of y'all,
Happy spouse, happy house.
and she probably gonna call your wife all kinds of more stupid bitches and all
Yeah,
kinds.
but long as it's done over there, just
Right.
don't do it here.
Okay, so this is our last letter of the night. It says, "Dear Monty and Mimi, shit just got real, and I need some advice on figuring this out. The other day, I received a phone call from my best friend, and of course, I answered it. To my surprise, after me saying hello several times, I became extremely quiet to listen to what was going on. I heard my so called bestie and some of her friends discussing me and some things that I had confided to her about. I don't know how or why I was called. I just know that I was in her purse and I could hear it. All they were as they were on their road trip. Now, three of these fat ass bitches I know for a fact don't like me, but to hear my best friend saying the things that she was saying still remains hurtful. She even disclosed my HIV status to them hoes, and I don't know why she would do this. Of course, they started calling me nasty faggots and ignorant shit like that. As tears ran down my face, I still listened. I wanted to take it all in. It's one thing to wonder what people think about you, but to actually hear that the people that you question to talk so harshly about you hits differently. My best friend did nothing to defend me, but she fed these big bitches with more information about me and some more of our friends. Did I mention to you that I've known her for at least for the last 10 years and we've been best friends for the last 8 years? So I thought. I have assisted in paying her bills and she's done the same for me. But this is some bullshit. And I've been HIV positive for the last 3 years and no one else knows my status. As I've been struggling with telling my family members out of fear of being condemned to hell with the plague. After I took it all that I could take in, I ended the call. I'm so hurt and I haven't even told her what I heard or how I feel. I only have responded to her text messages with simple answers. I really don't know what to do with this issue. Please help. Hurt.
That bitch got to go. No, for real. For real. That is oh that is some serious, that's some deep betrayal.
That is.
You don't do that. And this is the thing. And we've had these because we've had shows on this. As when I'm your friend, I will not entertain anything derogatory being said about you.
Mhm.
Behind, I ain't gonna have it said to your face. I definitely ain't gonna have it behind your back. Now, if bitches want to talk about you, I let them know. You can talk about them, but bitch, you're not gonna do it in front of me.
Mhm.
And I definitely am not gonna when you tell your friends your deep dark secrets, nobody should fucking know except you, them, and God. Period.
Mhm.
No, you have no business. That's right there. That's deep. I couldn't trust her no more. So therefore I couldn't be a friend no more. Period. Mm-mm.
You know,
Nope.
I'm gonna say this. When someone and Maya Angelou says this, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Believe
The
them
first time.
the first time. And oftentimes we try to go back and give people a second chance, a third chance, fourth chance, or fifth chance. And
Not
what
we.
happens is
The
not, and you're
mustard
right, it's
members of
me.
the mustard seed, because honey, when I say my cutoff game is strong.
Right. And
When
and
you when
so
I see who the fuck you are, I'm done.
and so with a situation of like this, for her to purse call you, um, and 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 for you to hear people talking about you, and she's disclosing things that you've confided in her, and it's on a level to where it's so hurtful. The thing about it is it even worth going back to try to rectify or try to get an explanation because you've gotten your explanation? She's never been really a friend. She's been probably one of those people that's an opportunist. There was something that you were giving her in the moment that
She's a
allowed,
get get. And
yeah,
those are the most dangerous people to be around because they agree with whoever's in the fucking room at the
right.
time.
And that's
No
dangerous. Very,
loyalty.
very, very, very dangerous. You can come from back. You can come back from that,
No.
Dana. I agree with you. And so with 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 learning people, and seeing how people operate, this last 3 years of my life, I will say, the last 3 years of my life, that I found that I have had to walk away from some friendships that I felt like that were valuable to me, but at the end of the day, a peace of mind was better than not having peace whatsoever. And then when I look back at it, then I said, was the relationship even worth it? There are a few that are still in question, but then there are some that I'm glad that it ended the way that it did. You know,
Mhm.
and I'm often reminded by other people, oh, I thought that y'all would be better now because y'all have fallen out before. And that's the thing. When you fall out the first time, you should really reevaluate, why did you fall out? Was it even worth falling out for? And if it was minute, why did it take so long for you to make up from that fallout?
Mhm.
Um, and then people will say, well, you're the common denominator. But all the time, it's not me. But what it is what I will allow into my life. You have to look at what you're willing to allow into your life or what you're willing to accept from people, because people will still abuse you as long as you allow them to abuse you. So in this situation where she's disclosed your HIV status and nobody ever knows about that, that for one is betrayal.
The bitch
That
was
right,
talking about you with her damn friends.
right. And
And
she,
the thing is, the way you have to look at it, it was divine intervention.
it was meant for you to,
Whoever is wherever
right. It
that
was meant for you
allowed
to,
you to
mhm,
see who this bitch was.
right.
Now you know it's
You know,
on you.
it's on you, and it's up to you to choose whether or not you want to have more conversation with this person and disclose things with this person, or if you want to,
No, we
um,
don't want to disclose nothing else, but what you do need to tell the bitch is, look, you purse dialed me, you butt dialed me, whatever you want to call it, and I heard what the fuck you said, and I can't fuck with you no more. Lose my number.
no. You know what? And you know what? I'm learning. I'm learning it's better to have a conversation with people and let people know where you stand. I fired clients before, because of
Oh,
what they've
yeah.
had to say to me about me, and it came back to me. And it was the first time that I didn't fire them, but then it was the second time. And that was my mistake because I allowed a second time to happen. So yeah, I mean, and there's no love loss, there's just no friendship there. And then when
Yeah.
you still here, I there's just no friendship there. I just choose to maneuver differently. Even with hairstylist friends that I thought they were friends, but then I realized you were never a friend because you never wanted me to get ahead of you. You wouldn't give me the up and up. So now that you're doing shows and you're doing all this and that, but you would never let anybody else in because you were afraid to let somebody else in to be on your
Well, I
level.
need you to listen to your good friend that told you these bitches wasn't your friend
You
in the
did.
beginning.
You did. And so I mean, and so you
Because
learn
I
from
know
that.
fake
And so
bitches. It's just like somebody that see good jewelry or quality. I know quality and I know shit.
and so my thing for you is take some time for you, heal. Um, as today,
That one's hard.
that is very hard. As
That's hard.
today is World AIDS Awareness Day, and this is the
Mm.
last letter that we end up. But today is a World Awareness AIDS Awareness Day. I want to say to you, you don't have to tell anybody anything that you don't want to tell anybody, because people are not going to be able to accept some things about you, nor will they be able to respect some things about you. There are certain things that I still hold dearly to myself concerning me, my feelings, things that I've endured, pain, hurts, miseries, all of those things, because you can't trust everybody with every piece of you. You can't do that. I learned that from Veronica from the Have and the Have Nots, as my ex would call me and say, "Oh, you Veronica." And
No, the
I
fuck you ain't, because we wouldn't be
know what?
friends.
I love her because one thing that I
No, you
did learn
didn't.
from her, one thing I did learn from her is she
Mm-mm.
said on one show, she said, nobody will ever be able to tell you everything about me unless everybody has to come into one room and start saying pieces of a story to put the whole story together. So you don't just confide everything into one person to where one person can use everything against you. If you give somebody a gun, you have to know that friendly fire can come from that gun. So to share what you got to share with, be wise about it.
And I'm gonna give you a little piece of advice with your status. If y'all ain't fucking, it ain't nobody's business.
It ain't their business.
Period. So you don't have to disclose this to your family or other friends because it's nobody's business.
It's
Now,
not.
if that's
And
what you want to do, go all in. But the only person that you owe that truth to is whoever you're gonna be intimate with. Period.
and
You don't owe it to anybody else.
I hate that you had to hear it like this. I hate that you had to be pursed out. I hate that those three people, Mimi don't like for you to use adjectives in front of words. And so uh
Yeah. I say I don't like you use adjectives with me. I didn't say I don't use them with other people. I don't use adjectives. I say I don't like adjectives.
and so I hate that you had to hear these people that don't like you discuss you. But the thing about that is you now have the weapon in your hand. So you know what they feel about you. So it just shouldn't even, it hurts. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. And you can't erase that hurt. But what you can do is maneuver from that. And so my thing is dismiss this friend of 10 years. It's okay. You'll find some more friends.
But
For
it's not she. But this is the thing. She was not a friend.
She wasn't. And
She's not.
and Medea says it well. Branches grow, they fall off, and when they fall off, you let them fall off. Everything ain't meant
Mhm.
to stay attached to you. It's not. And it's okay. It's all right to pick up and move on. Find you another friend, boo.
But
And
I
you know,
do understand how he feels because being as though he has not discussed his status with anybody else, and he felt he was finally able to breathe.
mhm,
He got one person that he could at least talk to. This, this thing that he's going through with. And
mhm,
that bitch turned around. I swear, I know how he feel because I'd be like, bitch, just die. That's how I would. That's how I would feel. That's how I would feel. I'm not saying that's what I wanted to do, but that's how I would feel. But
yeah.
I would tell you, number one, like I said, it's nobody's business if you're not sleeping with them. And going forth, make sure the people prove who they are before you let them in.
That's a word, Mimi. Thank you. So closing thoughts for tonight. What do you want to tell all these people that we heard from tonight? These were some good letters.
They were some good lads, but child, it was so funny when you said this is World AIDS Day. I have the funniest story about
Mhm,
World AIDS Day, honey. It was about, Malik is, so it's about, I want to say about 8 years ago. I had just moved into the house next to my parents, right? And my
mhm,
next door neighbor, it was a wild couple. The husband, it was an old white man. I know he was about 5 years older than Jesus. And his girlfriend, you already knew what time it was. It was a little ghetto black, she was a mess. She was a nursing assistant or something. So I had come outside, because that's the house that I lived, that I grew up in.
mhm.
My parents know everybody on the street. So I was out walking my dog one morning. This was December 1st. Kids was in the house. And she said, hey, you are Miss Taylor's daughter. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, oh, okay. Yeah, your mother done helped me with my taxes and all that stuff. I said, oh, okay. Out of nowhere, it was no segue. She said, uh, are you sexually active? I said, it's, I looked at her and I said, am I being pumped? Like, what's happening? She handed me a brown paper bag filled with condoms and dental dam and lube. And she said, it's National AIDS Day. I'm a nurse. And here's some little stuff in there, for you, to use when when you get down with somebody. I said, what in the whole hell? And the bitch just went back on in the house. I'm standing outside in my house coat, my slippers, the dog on one leash, and I got this bag full of treats. So honey, I goes and I put it on top of the fireplace, not thinking about it. Child, I come back in the day. I come in the room like a couple hours later. My middle son, he got the damn dental dam rolled out. He thought it was a fruit roll up, honey. That thing, all you saw was his face like this. Like, this is good. I said, oh shit. My God. Oh my God.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So as soon as you said that, it made me think of that about that damn story. I about to lost my mind. I called my friend Samori. I said, look, I got a bag full of shit for you. Just I said, this lube, here you go. Just take it and do whatever. Just take it away from here. Because when I tell you, you couldn't tear that damn dental dam. It must have been real good. But he really thought it was a damn fruit roller. Honey, that's all.
So, I, as we end the show, and we're talking about world awareness, AIDS awareness. Um, it's important that everyone get tested first and foremost. And if you are sexually active, I'm going to say that you practice safe sex. Now I know you hear people say, I don't like rubbers, I don't like the way they feel, I don't like this, I don't like that. And if that's the way you feel, then I'm gonna tell you that you need to go have a conversation with your doctors, maybe get on some prep or something like that. But there are preventatives to protect you. And as we are in World Awareness Month, I don't think that it should just be one day that we're aware about something, a situation that can affect your life. But also, I want you to think about those people that have been affected with HIV and AIDS, and realize
Mhm.
that those people are still human, and it's not up
Mhm.
to us to discuss things or to talk bad about people because we all have issues. We all are
Mhm.
dealing with things. And like Debbie said, it's not only for men, it's for women as well. It's for everybody. That's one thing about cancer, AIDS, and other diseases. They're all inclusive. They include everybody. I don't care if you're transgender or whatever. You're susceptible to them. So take care of yourself, protect yourselves. And for all of our letter writers, I want you to say one thing that you love yourself, regardless of how people feel about you or what people are saying about you. Remember that you have to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, as RuPaul says, how the hell you expect somebody else to love you? That's it. That's all. That's all I got
But
for you.
what I'm gonna say is, well, we need to all exercise a little bit more compassion. And don't be that run tell that just because you done heard something or you know something. Everybody has a chapter in their book, in their story that they have not read aloud. Everybody has one.
That's deep.
Okay. So you have to be compassionate. You have to think about, if this were me, would I want everybody to know my damn business?
Mhm.
No. So you have to, it's not for you to tell. It's not your truth to tell. Period. You know. Everybody has, they have things that they keep private for a reason. And then the other thing, and I'm gonna say for ladies, I know I know some very close to me don't like to use condoms, and they'll have their partner to actually go get tested, and that's fine if you all exclusive. But like the prep medicine, They don't work for natural females because it says on the little disclaimer. It's not for people that are assigned, uh, that are assigned female at birth. So women, you just gonna have to bite the bullet and make them wear a condom. Period. It's just that simple. That's all.
Debbie said, "Oh, now you want to show compassion?" Was cussing the old lady out about the
I wasn't
macaroni.
cussing the old lady out. See, that's the thing. See, Debbie, this the problem. I know the mama probably said, "How you like the macaroni and cheese?" She probably didn't she didn't just offer that information.
She
She probably
asked.
left, she probably left put a big old heaping on her plate and wondered why. It was a fork food taken. It was just like, and she just left it there. Mama probably pressed it out. So that's the thing. We don't know all of the all of the details. The letters are very vague. We don't know everything that went on. And I ain't gonna cuss nobody out, but if you ask me, now this the thing, I'm not gonna offer it, but don't ask me how it was, because then I'm gonna tell you.
So, with that being said, we're going to ask you to follow us on Instagram. In the chair with Montee and Mimi. We're going to ask you to follow us on Facebook, Montee and Mimi. And of course, we need you to follow us on YouTube Live in the chair with Montee and Mimi. So listen, y'all, we love y'all. Thank you so much for your support. It has been a wonderful time riding with y'all, and we appreciate you. We can't wait to see you next week. Good night. We love you. Peace out. Mimi, I love you. Have a wonderful
Love
night.
you too, baby. All right.
I got something to say. I got something to say.